You've put in the time. You know how text becomes tokens, you understand embeddings, and you can explain what a transformer block actually does. But stepping past those basics reveals a massive, unstructured ecosystem of advanced topics. Trying to learn all of it is the fastest way to burn out. Every learner hits the same fork in the road. Do you invest your hours into the technical depth of building and training these models, or do you focus on the domain application of actually using them? Wandering through this space without a clear strategy leads to a massive misallocation of your time. You end up with theoretical knowledge you can't use, or worse, you build applications that break in the real world. The right path depends entirely on what you want to achieve. Take the software developer. Their end goal revolves around integrating APIs, managing frameworks, and deploying code to production. Then you have the domain expert, someone in healthcare, law, or education. They need to leverage these models effectively, understand their limits, and collaborate with technical teams without writing complex code themselves. Finally, there's the student or beginner. They need a balanced foundation, splitting their focus between programming literacy and the basics of machine learning. While there is a universal 5-step roadmap for mastering large language models, its actual execution depends entirely on which of those 3 profiles fits you best. Choosing a specific persona grants you the permission to actively ignore irrelevant topics, cutting through the noise and maximizing the return on every hour you spend learning. Step 1 applies to everyone. Solidify your conceptual foundation. You need to be completely comfortable explaining context windows, pre-training versus fine-tuning, and how RAG actually works. You can lock this in by sketching out diagrams from memory, or simply trying to teach someone else. Step 2 pushes you from passive reading to active building. Get hands-on with APIs. This means calling a model from a simple script and deliberately experimenting with prompts, temperature settings, and max tokens. Looking at this comparison matrix, everyone must put in the work. Building small projects teaches you more than passive watching. But there's a trade-off. Non-coders face a steep programming learning curve before seeing any real return on their effort. That brings us to step 3, machine learning and NLP fundamentals. This covers topics like supervised learning, regression, and attention mechanisms. Mastering this gives you the ability to critically assess vendor claims, fine-tune your own models, and design complex architectures. But getting there requires a massive time commitment and serious mathematical rigor. It is not a weekend project. Step 3 is where the paths split. For developers, this deep dive is a mandatory investment. For domain experts, it is a distraction. Your time is better spent focusing on off-the-shelf tools. Step 4 is where you narrow your focus. You must abandon general AI and pick one specific application domain, whether that is customer support, internal company knowledge search, or specialized clinical medicine. Focusing on a single area is the only practical way to understand the unique user needs, safety requirements, and acceptable error rates. By highly specializing, you become deeply dependent on the constraints of that one field, willingly sacrificing generalized AI knowledge, which leads directly to step 5, developing a rigorous safety mindset. You have to build specific guardrails into your workflows. That means implementing strict output evaluation, detailed logging, and human-in-the-loop reviews to prevent hallucinations. These rigorous safety frameworks will significantly slow down your development speed and delay your actual deployment. But if you want your system to survive in the real world, that trade-off is non-negotiable. To summarize, the developer's olden path means pushing deep through machine learning fundamentals, mastering APIs, and building complex deployment architectures. The domain expert's path looks very different. Ignore the deep math entirely. Instead, master RAG pipelines, advanced prompt engineering, and strict safety protocols within your specific field. And the student's path is a steady, balanced approach, building basic coding literacy right alongside core machine learning concepts. The specific frameworks and models you use today will inevitably change, but the foundational concepts you lock in and the critical mindset you develop through these tailored paths will remain permanent assets in your career. Knowledge Equity Partners shares contemporary, practical knowledge to make your daily life more effective and efficient. If you found value in this breakdown, please subscribe to Knowledge Equity Partners for daily video notifications. Be sure to like, share, and spread this practical knowledge with your family and friends to keep the quest for knowledge high. Join us in the next episode, where where we'll take a deeper dive into this framework to uncover even more crucial information.